So you know how I was talking about the white Miata last time? I was like, well, we can't really do anything with it because the frame's kind of busted, gonna need a shell. I'm getting this shell. Haha. Found a steal of a deal on one about an hour and a half away from me, so I'm going to grab that today. But more importantly, actually it's not more importantly, less importantly, I want to do something on my red Miata. Hey guys, Phil with Super here. You may have heard of me from 2 seconds ago. Anyway, guess what? You guys should subscribe. That'd be great. Okay, back to the video. See ya. As you probably know, pretty much everything on this red Miata is stock. There's nothing really performance-wise aside from some suspension stuff and brake stuff that's really upping it. And I now have headers. So I want to get these on here. Now it's not gonna be a huge performance deal, but I would like a little more noise coming from the back. I don't want it to be something where I get an aftermarket catback exhaust because I like the muffler on the back. I like how it's quiet enough to be a daily driver, but I wouldn't mind a little more quality rumble than just some minor engine noise. So we're gonna go ahead and get this on here. But the first thing we need to do, as you know, is get a sound test. Sound sample has been taken, so let's go ahead and put that in the bank and get ourselves to work on the front. So we need to pull this car down to the garage, give us some room to get underneath it, pull the headers out. Should be a really quick install so we can then get this going once again. I'm ready to hear the update, so let's get to work. We've got the headers on and it's time for a sound test. Let's go. I'm actually interested to see how much of a difference it'll make. I feel like it won't be much and I'm hoping it's not too much, just a little bit smoother rumble, but let's go ahead and give it a listen. All right, admittedly, there's a bit of an exhaust leak from the front, but we don't have time to fix it now because it is time for me to take a 2-hour trip and go pick up our new Miata shell. So let's go on a road trip.
The next day.
Guys, the second Miata is phenomenal. Just look at this thing. This thing is absolutely amazing. And in fact, the engine actually runs. Now we're not gonna use it. It has an unbalanced crankshaft, so we need to pull it out anyway, which is A-okay. I do not mind, but holy cow, this is great. So I picked up this Miata for $200 and it's obviously a pretty stinking bare shell. No fenders, no front. There is a hood, I took it off. No doors, no taillights. The windshield is smashed. The interior is, well, rough at best. It's missing the dash. The top needs to be replaced. There's a bunch of things missing, but we have everything already right here. We've got the seats, we've got the dash, we've got the doors, we've got the taillights. I even have a brand new unopened top cover for the car, so I could switch that right over. I could even take the glass from this car and put it on this one because, well, this one's not really gonna be salvaged anyway. Now, with essentially us having everything and this car being pretty much complete, it's not complete. Now, with us having pretty much everything that we need to do to get the work done on the car, where are we going to start? How are we going to attack this? Because there's a lot we have to do, so we need to know where to start. To start, we're actually gonna work on pulling more things off of this frame. So what we need to do is we need to take out the engine. That's the first thing that needs to come out, and then we also need to take off the brake booster. That one right back there, because we need to swap it with the one from this car. If you look underneath, you can see that those brown patches are actually some slight surface rust that we need to grind off, but that's because the brake booster itself is actually leaking pretty heavily underneath. I know it's pretty hard to tell, but that little off-colored patch in the middle of the brake booster, that's all where the paint is peeled off from it leaking. Once we have the engine out, we're gonna pull stuff out of the interior as well. I need to take the dash out because it has weird tabs up top that I want to get rid of, and since we're switching the entire interior over to the black and tan theme from this car, it just wouldn't make sense to have that black on black be in there, especially since this dash is also in great condition. We then need to pull out the seats, pull out the carpet to clean it because it's caked in dirt. Then we need to rip the top off so that way we can replace it with the fresh one. Once we have that done, then we can start working on the engine from the white Miata and start putting it in the old one. Ooh, my friend's here. He's got a nice RAV4.
Yeah, big sexy.
All right, so we ran through a whole bunch of things that need to get done on this car, and we're not gonna get started today because there's a bunch of stuff that needs to happen beforehand. Mainly, I need to make a list of the order of events that I want things to go in, because although I could start ripping apart the windshields, taking things apart out of this one, taking things apart out of the white one, I need to know what to do because there's things like painting the engine bay and the door jambs and things like that that would be easier for me to get done before I started going crazy on the mechanical side of things. because painting an engine bay while the engine is in, not a great idea. All that being said, my plan moving forward is that personally, off camera, I need to get an exact list of things that we need to get done. I am going to make a checklist off, hang it up on the side over there, and we're gonna slowly but surely start knocking things off the list until we have things completely done. There's a lot to do, may even have to swap wiring harnesses over, but we have got a long road ahead of us and just a lot of grinding to do. So, all that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. Stay updated because there's a lot of work coming ahead. This is not gonna be a quick and easy, simply put the engine and seats into this one and call it good. So many more little things that are gonna cause us some hiccups on the way, but we should have just about everything we need to just grind for weeks to come. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to start sharing this with you. I know a lot of you guys wanna see more body work and things along that nature. This is all building up to it. There's a big long plan with these Miatas, with the van. It's all gonna bring us all back to the 3000 GT because I still got it right there. We're gonna get an engine for it. We're gonna make it look great. I am so excited. I will see you guys next time. Adios.